opportunity at the offensive end.
Gilgeous-Alexander, one of the best bench players in the SEC, get back-to-back 20-point games, joining the LSU contest this week. And a foul inside, another whistle against Kentucky, and P.J. Washington picks up his first.
That's the first time, by the way, a Kentucky bench player has scored over 20 points since 1992.
And Derek Feldhaus was the last to do it. Third whistle against Kentucky here tonight, the first 2 minutes. Bowden off the inbounds, corner shot. Kentucky is great running off of missed corner threes, 1.7 points per possession. But Knox will pull it out. The 6'6" Gilgeous-Alexander tries to step through the trap. Washington on a baseline move gets fouled by Grant Williams. Sean, this is the first time Kentucky has played in an environment like this. The LSU game earlier this week was their first true road game of the season. I thought the crowd the other night was a little bit reserved, especially for a big one. This crowd is huge, and they're going to get loud soon.
But let's be honest, a lot of these guys that are wearing blue, they've been in big arenas before. State championship games, McDonald's All-American contest. Now, maybe not as hostile as this environment, but the bright lights isn't going to confuse them at all. And go back to the Champions Classic, another opportunity to play in a big arena that has a big crowd that's going to make a lot of noise.
John Fulkerson entered the game for Tennessee. Rick Barnes going to his bench early. Gilgeous-Alexander with a baseline move. That one was altered by Schofield, at least threatened. Kentucky 1 for 4 to start this game. Schofield, and it goes.
That was a nice 1-2 step in three. The one he had earlier when he came to the top of the key wasn't the same kind of step, and his footwork wasn't as sharp.
Knox off the mark. Nearly a walk from Alexander. Bowden in the paint. You mentioned the logo being a key, or you will at least. And that's how Tennessee hit it in there. P.J. Washington, and one. Tennessee with an early lead, more whistles and field goals in the first 4 minutes of this one. Back to Knoxville in a moment. It's a top 25 matchup inside sold-out Thompson Bowling Arena. And for more on the key to this game for the Volunteers, let's go courtside. Sean Farnham's posted up.
All right, you look at the painted area out here on the floor. This is the area where the Kentucky Wildcats, their biggest concern is tonight. At the logo, already we've seen it a couple of times. Tennessee's going to set a staggered screen out here, and they're going to look to get right here and find an open look and get this shot. Once they get that, they start elevating up, setting back screens, and finding cleaner looks underneath. Let's show you a couple of examples from the games last year where this happened. This first one, you just see the screen come up top. Admiral Schofield is going to receive the screen and immediately look to cut to the basket. Notice how the defense is moving. Everybody else is active. What that does, Tom, is it makes sure that they have to guard. Out of bounds underneath. Another area of concern for John Calipari. His team was face guarding last year. Throw it over the top, get it to the logo. That was Robert Hubb. Then this one, old school, back to the basket. Occupy the defense. The other four players in blue, they are so aware of the movement without the ball for the Tennessee Volunteers that they hug them. That creates the space to isolate Mr. Williams underneath.
Well, so far, Tennessee's gotten some looks on those curls and gotten it to the logo, but 0 points in the paint thus far for the Vols. All 4 of Kentucky's points have come in the painted area. And coming out of the timeout, a chance for a 3-point play for P.J. Washington. McDonald's All-America, freshman out of Dallas. Played his high school ball at Findlay Prep. played for his dad, Paul, in his final season. Just 61% from the line. And he makes it a three-point play. We're locked to 5 here early. Two schools separated by 177 miles in a series that dates to 1910. The Vols have only won 3 in a row at home against Kentucky, 1 other time. They matched up with the victory tonight. Cats take away Gilgeous-Alexander.
I like the patience and the poise that you're seeing out of Kentucky.
Ace for West Virginia. So many shots.
They look to run when they have it. If not, they're going to grind it out. John Calipari talked to his team about it as well, slowing down the pace of this game in the half court, trying to find the guy you want to score. Right now, there's nobody else than number 25. You got to get P.J. Washington the ball. Last 2 possessions, one they get him on the block, the next one they isolate him at the free throw line, and that's a mismatch, as it often is.
He took over in the paint in the second half against LSU, finished with 18. This is a Kentucky team that is based on getting the ball to the interior. They're a very good three-point shooting team, but the volume of three-point shots is as few as it's ever been under Calipari.
Well, and you mentioned P.J. Washington. In the locker room at the half of that LSU game, he was demanding them to get the ball to the rim, and he's the biggest part of that.
Nice look to the logo. Just sends you diagram, and Kyle Alexander gets his first bucket.
His continued growth as a basketball player, more and more weight. Remember a couple of years ago in heavy windstorms, they have to use weighted pads to make sure he didn't blow away. That's how fit he was.
Nice. Takes it all the way in and draws the foul. This almost looked like a play that you diagrammed a moment ago.
Now, Tommy, it's not a secret. They get the ball on one side, you're making everybody active, you cut to the logo, you try to get there and elevate up before the defense can react.
Kevin Knox has a new role during practices this week for Kentucky. John Calipari has moved him from working with the guards to working with the post players, saying specifically, why don't you play like a forward who can shoot instead of playing like a guard who can bang? Knox coming off of a slump over 2 of the last 3 games and played well against LSU. And Wenyen Gabriel, the only Kentucky player to see action in this building, enters for the first time for the Cats. James Daniel, the transfer from Howard, now running the point for Tennessee. Try to go with that curl again.
Sloppy right now passes for Tennessee. That's good activity to length of Kentucky. It's hard to replicate in practice. Not many teams have the wingspan that they do.
Shot clock winding down. Schofield rattles one home. It's so hard to replicate that last week in LSU practice, they brought out extended pads and sticks to work against the posts. And worked for Dwight Weath. He had a career high 24. But Kentucky came out on top. They warmed down late. Nice hesitation. And great recovery by James Daniel inside to deny. 4 seconds on the shot clock awaiting Kentucky on his baseline out of bounds play. Who do you go to?
I think you're going to look for Quade Green, or you're going to look to get something quickly to the basket. And P.J. Washington a little slow. I didn't like that play at all. Where P.J. Washington caught that ball was not in a quick operational area. And what I mean by that, Tom, is he wasn't down low on the block. He was a good 6 or 7 feet back to the basket with somebody guarding him. So if you don't hand it off on the rub-in, then you're going one-on-one with under 3 seconds left to go on the shot clock. You're not going to have enough time.
Derek Walker Jr. enters for Tennessee. John Calipari a little frustrated early. He was fired up today at practice, wasn't he? Knowing that this was going to be a road test for his squad.
I haven't been to many practices where Coach Cal isn't a little fired up.
Fair. Freshman Walker, wide body setting screens.
Embrace has been the big word this year around this Kentucky program. Embrace the challenge, embrace the moment, all of those things. That's what life is on the road in conference play. 64-58 loss to Ole Miss. Andy Kennedy, by the way, 100 SEC wins now.
How about that? Congrats, AK. Wildcats have made each of their last 2 field goals. That qualifies as a run in this defensive battle here early on. Washington with the reverse.
Well, I've seen Grant Williams play so many times where he has the advantage because of his quickness and his strength. He doesn't have that advantage against P.J. Washington.
Turned over. Gilgeous-Alexander all the way to the paint and walked with it.
Yeah, they've gone to this play a couple of times, and I don't understand why you don't keep going back to it. P.J. Washington, little rip through, doesn't step out of bounds that time, isn't late in the shot clock, and he's playing with a confidence and a swag right now that I really like.
Coming off of that 18-point performance against LSU. Tennessee has turned it over on each of its last 2 possessions.
2-3 zone shown by the Kentucky Wildcats.
Daniel penetrates. Schofield for 3. Knox challenged it just enough, and it was wide left. Gabriel will fire. An early 3 goes for Wenyen Gabriel.
Down screen by Hamidou Diallo. We talk so much about his level of explosiveness.
This is hard to
Often we
beat.
don't talk about the little things that he can do out on the floor to help open up the game for his teammate.
Nice dump down. And a walk by Walker. Another Tennessee turnover. 4 straight now. Down by 5 in a danger zone for Rick Barnes' team as Jordan Bone returns, and the freshman Walker will take a seat. Bone will pick up 3/4 court.
You see the calmness when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has the ball in his hands. It's just, the game kind of slows down. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Richards with the jump hook. Most players having their way thus far tonight for Kentucky. 10 of their 16 have come in the paint. It's a 7-0 Kentucky run. Alexander foul. As he finally completes a possession. And the Cats run it early.
Cats been able to get it down inside the paint. What that does, it collapses the defense. Everybody wants to come inside, and when they come inside, it opens up the perimeter 3. Somebody's going to put a hand up. They're up 5.
All team, when he was in 4th grade, remember the John Wall mixtape he had coming out of high school? All these guys watching were blown away by it. Here's Kyle Alexander, and he converts a 3-point play. There's 5 now for Tennessee's 5-man. It's a 4-point game. Knox. Nope. And Schofield pulls down a physical rebound.
No offensive rebounds in the game so far for Kentucky.
Bone for 3.
And that's one of the areas that Coach Calipari told us. Tennessee's a better 3-point shooting team than a lot of people want to give them credit for.
39% of the season, 4th best in the league, and a carrying call on Kentucky. We'll give it back to the Vols, who look to reclaim the lead. Richards takes a seat. P.J. Washington back on the floor for Kentucky.
Coach Cal talking to Quade Green as that ball was getting inbound about needing to be there on the catch, needing to talk, and needing to fight through screens. That's a poor pass by Grant Williams.
Knox for 3. Off the mark, and Williams has it. Tennessee looking to push. Grant Williams going to work. Has that one adjusted.
Great defense by P.J. Washington.
Gilgeous-Alexander off the window and in. Chris Button was listening into that Tennessee huddle a moment ago. Chris, what'd you hear?
Well, Rick Barnes really frustrated, asking his guys, like, are you not paying attention? Everything they're doing was in the scouting report. We got to get some stops, and I need you guys to be honest with me. If you're tired, let me know so I can sub you out.
We'll see if they will speak up. Kentucky will run out. Knox lost control. No numbers for Tennessee. Schofield went into the Photogs.
offensively. That's on McQuane Green fighting over the screen.
Shot clock at 2. Williams fading away, has it blocked. Washington got his hands on it. P.J. Washington playing great on both ends of the floor. Looks a little fired up tonight, huh?
He does, and Grant Williams looks a little winded and tired.
Gabriel for 3, his second triple of the night. People expected Texas A&M to be there, but A&M lost again today. They're 0-3 in league play. They have been full strength only once this season. And Hogue back today was still missing 2 of the point guards. Meanwhile, Tennessee's missing some offense. Last field goal came at the 11-10 mark. Balls missed each of their last 3. Fading away, Fulkerson.
Fulkerson should have gone straight up instead of fading away. Don't be afraid of the contact. Get fouled. Go to the free throw line. Can't play timid.
Gabriel's already hit 2 threes. Knox going to work. Bowden with the pump fake, gets in. Washington got 2 hands on that one. What a first half for P.J. Washington. The lead 6, and that one swatted to the front row. Great recovery by Kyle Alexander.
Good defense by the 2 bigs for either team. Tennessee right now offensively, last couple of possessions, they're not taking quality shots. And that has everything to do with the defense that Kentucky's playing. The zone defense has made the Vols very passive and has taken their foot off the throttle offensively.
Washington gives it up. Gabriel for 3. His third. Wenyen Gabriel's got 9. It came off a feed from P.J.